I'm often asked, how did I get into this industry? Now, I've got to say, when it comes to the hedge fund industry, it's pretty competitive, then is every profession. For me, I had a very unconventional entry into it. I had no silver spoon. I had no family who was in finance. But I decided at university some 20 odd years ago that I really liked finance, even though I was studying to be a barrister. And the reason I was studying to be a barrister, and for those of you who don't know, it's basically a lawyer. The reason I was studying to be a lawyer is because when I had to choose which way to go in my career, it was the same time as the 1987 stock crash when I was 16 years old. And I thought, well, I better go down the legal route because this finance thing seems a bit queasy. So at university, I thought, well, I better meet some of the world's leading traders. After all, if I'm going to be in finance and trading, which I really enjoyed because I'd been doing it on my own account since I was about 12 years old and I borrowed £100 from my aunt in order to buy some stocks. I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life and not be a lawyer, which would be guaranteed to make me a fortune anyway, as we all know, just looking around the lawyers at you, I thought I'd better meet some of the world's leading traders. So I came up with a plan, and the plan was this book, The Mind of a Trader, which was published by the Financial Times. You can see there, and you can also see lessons in trading strategy from the world's leading traders. And I thought, well, I better be, excuse me, I better meet some of the world's leading traders. And what I did is I approached 10 of the world's leading traders, including people like Bill Lipschutz, global head of foreign exchange at Salomon Brothers, David Kite, floor trader at Life, Bernard Opity, who runs a $2 billion hedge fund now, and said to them, look, if you agree to be interviewed and I can meet you, then the Financial Times will publish a book. And the Financial Times I approached and said, look, I've got 10 of the world's leading traders. Will you publish a book? Anyway, it worked. I should say, after lots of rejections from other publishers, and then my 23rd rejection said to me, why don't you try the Financial Times? So that was publisher number 24 who accepted me. And I got to meet these people, and some of them were based in Chicago, so I flew out there in New York, and I was only in my mid-20s at the time and just finished university. I was still training as a lawyer. And the project took from university into training, it took 2 or 3 years to get off the ground. And of course, these people I'm still in touch with. I get to mingle with. They taught me lots. They became advisors, mentors. And then 10 years later, I set up a hedge fund in 2004. It took that long. And then after that, I started raising capital for it and developed a profile. What had happened is when I launched the book and other books since, because I was so much into trading, and the first one, Mind of a Trader, did so well for the Financial Times, they came to me and they said, hey, will you do some other ones? And I thought, yeah, well, okay, why not? I'm trading, and I'd love to, on one computer, look at the trades, and on another computer, and they're all big, thick books with great reviews. I thought, by the way, I'm not plugging the books. Trust me, I get about £1 in royalties, if that. So what happened is they became international bestsellers. Right? So the best advice I got was you don't ever write books to make money because, like I said, £1 in royalties. I think it was my publisher at the Financial Times keeping my feet on the ground. But what it did is it got me into the online trading thing. I did an interview for CNN. This is going back to 1999. The global head of television at Bloomberg happened to see this interview, and she said, would you like your own TV show? And I thought, who would say no to that? And it was the very same day, I remember it, I got that offer as I got a letter from the Financial Times saying, would you like your own column? And we eventually called it The Diary of an Internet Trader, where I diarized my trading. And I've written over 200 columns in the Financial Times on trading. And that was on my birthday. It was on the 16th of July. Okay, so I remember that very well in 1999. All of a sudden, had my own TV show and had my own newspaper column. So Bloomberg TV were paying me on the one hand, Financial Times on the other. And the great thing about Bloomberg is that's the home of trading. So I could continue. They said, look, you can continue trading, because I was only coming in to do my shows. And around that, I could continue having my positions and so on. So it's a great environment to be in, surrounded by all of that, plus talking about trades, talking about my own expertise, and having, like I said, my own show, and on the Financial Times doing my column. All of that helped raise a profile, which helped me raise the hedge fund, because what I learned about fund management very quickly is it is all about who you know. So first it went to friends and family, and then to eventually to institutions, and now we've got a private equity fund as well. But that, in short, is how I got to where I am and how the career sort of started. And yes, you could argue there's bits of luck in there. There was a lot of skill in there. Along the way, I won a competition in the Financial Times to forecast the markets over a 12-month period, beat absolutely everybody else. I developed an algorithm for longer term investing, which has beaten every UK fund manager since we started that. That was in 2004. And that's independently verified by, again, a Financial Times award-winning piece of software, a company called ShareScope, who monitor the results of my algorithm because it's embedded in their software. And you can see it on their page, and that shows you that it's outperformed absolutely every other UK fund manager over that period. So yeah, there was skill involved, which gets you the skill, and the hard work gets you in the right positions. Anyway, that's how I got to where I was. Lots of people ask me, how did you get into this industry? And I think it's hopefully you didn't mind that minor biographical video. Okay, thanks very much.